Hi there, welcome back. In today's video we're going to use some of these moulds, these beautiful mica powder, gold mica powder and the glitter there from the Be Inspired kit and some leftover resin. Look at this gold mica and look at this glitter, it's fabulous. Everything we've used in today's video will be linked in the description box below. Oh, we're also going to use this white Vista. Now, this is some leftover resin from a project that Wayne, who is one of the other creators here at Lottie Jasmine Designs, was doing. So at this point, the resin is getting a little bit on the warm side, so I had to work quickly. So trying not to panic, but stirring in this beautiful mica powder. I mean, look at the depth and richness of the colour. It is sublime. Truly, truly lovely. Liquid gold. Also, here we are. Here's the white. So we've used some Vista white pigment mixed up in some resin. And again, this was all going a little bit thick. Now, this is where things started to go a wee bit wrong for me. For one thing, the resin's too thick. I wanted to attempt to do what they call a bloom sort of style. And oh well, it just didn't work. The white was way too thick, the gold was too thick, the clear resin I'm going to pour in the middle any moment, which, you know, I thought I'd got a lot more left, was so thick. It would just, and you know what it's like sometimes. You have an off day. This was one of my off days, and things don't necessarily go according to plan. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to stick with it, see if this works. As you can see there, it's thickening and almost setting in that cup there, in that measuring cup. But, you know, I thought, what the heck, let's just see if it draws the clear resin, pushes everything out to the edges, and then see if it draws it back in. So I thought, we'll go ahead and we'll put the glitter in the centre. And then I'm going to push it down just below. There we go, pushing it down with another stir stick, just to see if it's going to work. I mean, you can see it's pulled in the gold, but the white looks horrific, to be honest. It looks awful. But not deterred, and still not having learnt my lesson, I went on and I went to do the second one in exactly the same idea as the first one. Oh dear, Laura, oh dear. Never mind. I was panicking. I was thinking, how on earth, what am I going to do? Is it going to work? Do I bother? What am I going to do with resin? Because I don't like wasting resin. And as I said, this is leftover resin from another project that we've been doing. And I just thought, oh, what the hell? Let's go with the flow. Let's be a bit more organic. Let's not plan it. Let's just try and be organic. And we'll just go with a bit of white, bit of gold, bit of white, bit of gold. And as you can see, it was dripping everywhere as well. So here we go, leave it using this lovely spade. These spades are really cute. They're from Jules at Resin Jules and Helena at Resin Detra Supplies. Why not head on over to their Instagram page, websites, and see what they've got. All lots of yummy things for resin. Right. So I'm going in with a stir stick and I'm just giving it a bit of a swirl. Because, you know, oh, wobbly camera, sorry about that. Bit of a swirl, bit of a swirl, squiggles and things like that. And just keeping my fingers crossed, it's going to work. Now, pulling back the first one and just thinking, that was actually quite a nice pattern. But I do need to try and get them all to sort of be the same, but not the same, if that makes sense. So just pushing that one back, and then I thought, right, I'm going to have to do the final two in exactly the same way, just hoping and praying I've got enough resin left to do both of them, because that was another concern at this point. So just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see, there you go, then you can see both of them. You can see the two I've already done, and you can see the two I've still got to finish. Now, and then debris in the mould. I don't know what it is. No matter how carefully I clean the moulds before I do anything with them, I then find that there is something gets into it somehow or another. So pouring in the white, pouring in the gold, same with the other one, gold and then the white and then the gold. and probably going to sprinkle some glitter over it too. Now, this is not filling the moulds right up to the top level, because my original plan was never to do that anyway, and to put a coating over the top of just clear resin. So I was going to, I thought, no, I'm going to stick with that, because, you know, I've already started, so I better finish try and finish as I'd intended to. Now, as you can see there, it's not gone out to the very edges. It was really, really starting to set at this point in the measuring cups that I'd got. So I'm frantically going in there with the stirrer, as you can see, trying to get out as much of the resin as possible. Yeah. I don't mind things being organic and developing as you do them, but not when you've got resin that's almost curing in its mixing cup. That is not great for me. I don't feel at all in control of anything. And I like to have a plan. To be honest, I like to have a plan or an outline of an idea of what I'm going to do. So just going back in again with the stir stick and doing a little bit of a swizzle and a swirl pattern, trying to get the two colours to incorporate, which, you know, you've seen the thumbnail for this. They didn't stay like this, which is a shame really, because I quite like this pattern. But resin is what resin, it will do what resin does, and it will move around. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. So there we go. I'm just making sure I've got the last little bits of every little last drop and drip of resin possible. And going in again using this lovely little spade and just sprinkling over this sublime, it's a mix between a tint, it's got a bit of a tint and a bit of a glitter. But it came as part of the Be Inspired wall decor kit that you would have seen us doing an unboxing for a couple of days ago. And if you didn't see that, head back into our playlist after this video and go and check it out. The kit is currently sold out, but Jules from Resin Jules has said if you desperately want something from the kit, or if you want to see if they can put a kit together for you, if you drop her a message on Instagram, if you direct message her, or contact her via the website, and they said they'll see what they can do for you, which is very nice of them. Thanks ever so much for that. We've had a couple of kits, 2 or 3 kits from them now, and various other bundles of glitter, and they're great. Such good quality, very good value for money, very, very quick with getting them shipped out to you as well, and just so much that you can do, so much inspiration you can take from it. You know, sorry if you can hear a dog barking in the background, that's my neighbours. So anyway, I finished my bit. The following day, after they'd completely cured, Wayne then prepared some clear resin. It's T-Expert resin. It's a 1-to-1 mixing ratio, and he's just filling these moulds up for me, just up to the surface. As you can see, it looks like there has been almost like a bloom sort of, I don't even think it's a bloom effect maybe with the resin, but it was never going to be exactly what I wanted it to be. So I'm quite happy with the way these have turned out. Anyway, there we go. He's just tilting the mould slightly just to get, because there wasn't very much space, wasn't very much in the way of depth. We just need a little bit of a top up on that one. And there we go. He's just doing the 4th one. There we are. And then just making sure it's all going to the edges and then up to the surface of the mould. And then we set them aside for another 24 hours to cure. So this is them completely cured. As you can see, what I mean by all of the glitter has completely pulled into the centre. Now we got a little bit of cleanup to do on them, but they look really good. And I suppose you could have them as double-sided coasters if you wanted to. Not sure I would, but definitely, as you can see there, I'm demonstrating my fingers. It does look like things have pulled into the centre. Maybe I'll have another attempt at doing this with the effect that I had wanted on another occasion, where I'm not using up leftover resin. Look at that on the other side. A sort of mottled gold effect with a bit of glitter, a little tiny bit see-through in the middle perhaps. So perhaps you could get away with using that as a double-sided coaster. Completely up to you what you decide to do. These videos are only ever meant as an idea. You don't have to copy us completely. You can use it as a basis to start your own project. Why not do that? So can you see the difference there between the two of them? Although we've used exactly the same method to make all 4 of these coasters. So they're all the same but unique as well, if that makes sense. Are you making sense, Laura? There we go. So a little bit of clean up around the edges, and I think that one's lovely too. I really do love, look at that glitter. Bit of a holographic effect going on there. Still got loads more items from the kit to use as well. We've got some couple of videos coming up very, very soon called the White and Gold Collection, Part 1 and then Part 2. So why not check those out? Don't forget to hit your subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. There we go. So I decided to edge these coasters using one of my favourite pens, the Decor Colour pen. Here we go. So this is a thinner nib. This is a nib that's not quite so wide as the ones that are normally purchased on Amazon, but I wasn't going to wait 3 weeks for it to come through. So I purchased this from another company. I think they're called U Studio, but there'll be a link in the comment in the direct description box for it. So it does take 2 or 3 goes, let's put it that way, to fill up the space that you've got there on the edge of the coaster. And I did this to all 4 coasters. Obviously this has been sped up, otherwise this video would be very long. And you're going to get a bit bored, so I don't want you to get bored. So there we go, just going along the edges, that's it, of each one of these coasters. There you are. I mean, you could do all kinds of things to coordinate with this, all kinds of interior accessories and decor pieces. So there we go. Now, what I then decided to do was hold it as I am and just go along. So you've got a little bit of the nib going over the top flat edge of the coaster. So it gives it a small border all the way around each of the sides. Oh, there we go. And I just think it finishes off. So here we are in the final shot. Apologies for the lighting. It doesn't do justice to this beautiful gold coloured micas, and that sublime glitter. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give us a like, share and subscribe, and we will see you again in a couple of days' time. Thanks, bye-bye.